While Japan shines in the world's storefronts as a clean, safe, and efficient country, entire neighborhoods have vanished from the maps, places where time seems to have stopped. There live people who have been forgotten. Men still working at 80 just to afford a meal. Women who never spoke to their families again. And people who have simply disappeared. You've never heard of these places, but they exist. They're there, just a few meters from the most visited tourist spots in the country. And the question is, why does no one talk about them? Before we continue, I'd like to ask you to subscribe to help me reach my goal of 500 subscribers. Thank you, and let's get into the video. Among the narrow alleys of Tokyo and the forgotten streets of Osaka, there are places known as Doyagai. In them live men and women whom the system has simply left behind. Former workers, abandoned elderly people, ex-criminals, and even those who have vanished from official records as if they had never existed. These are neighborhoods hidden from the eyes of the world, yet they reveal so much about the other side of modern Japan. Just a few meters separate the bright billboards of Osaka from streets where time seems frozen. Their buildings are old, many on the verge of collapse. The streets are narrow, silent, and you rarely see young people around. Most residents are over 60 years old. They are people who spent their lives doing hard labor, without contracts, without retirement, without any guarantees. They live in tiny rooms, smaller than a regular bathroom, with just enough space for a mattress, a bottle of tea, and silence. Some of these people worked into their 80s to survive. Others went through prison, addiction, family rejection, and ended up there where no one asks who you are or why you disappeared. There are even coin-operated washing machines on the sidewalks because many people there don't even have a real home. Some live in net cafes, spaces rented by the hour just to sleep. And amid all this, there are fake storefronts, illegal gambling spots, and vending machines selling alcohol 24 hours a day. Some try to distract themselves with these things, but it only makes things worse. It all started after the war, when Japan was still trying to rise from the rubble. Thousands of men left the countryside and went to big cities like Osaka, Tokyo, and Yokohama in search of work. They accepted anything: construction, transportation, garbage collection, hard temporary jobs without contracts. With no money and no family nearby, they slept wherever they could. Sidewalks, abandoned warehouses, any corner. That's how the doya were born, cramped, poorly ventilated, unsanitary lodgings where dozens of men shared a roof. The word doya is an informal reversal of yado, which means lodging, and gai means neighborhood or street. Over time, these lodgings began to concentrate in specific areas, and that's how the doyagai were born. 3 regions in Japan still bear the most visible marks of these neighborhoods. Kamagasaki in Osaka, the largest and most well-known. Sanya in Tokyo, hidden close to tourist zones. And Kotobukicho in Yokohama, one of the oldest. During Japan's economic miracle, these places were buzzing with activity. Men left early with hard hats on and returned only at night, exhausted. It was hard work, but there was work. The streets were full of people, simple food, improvised bars, ads glued to utility poles. It was the part of Japan that built, carried, and kept the gears of progress turning. But when the economy changed, automation came, and factories began to shut down or outsource services. Thousands of these men were discarded, unskilled, without support networks or alternatives. Many just stayed there. What's most shocking in these neighborhoods is not the poverty, it's the abandonment. Abandonment by the state, by their families, by society itself. Life in these neighborhoods is quiet, repetitive, almost always invisible. The streets are narrow, the buildings old, marked by neglect. The structure of the lodgings is minimal, tiny individual rooms, shared bathrooms, and kitchens, when they exist. Those who live there survive on whatever they can, and many still work. It's common to see elderly men pushing carts full of cardboard, collecting cans, helping with renovations, cleaning streets, heavy labor paid by the day, no contracts of any kind. Work, get paid, eat. Laundry is done in machines spread along the sidewalks. Drinks and cigarettes are bought from vending machines. Often, that's all there is, and in the middle of all this, there's a feeling that's hard to describe. A heavy silence. Many residents live without documents, no active identity, no record of any kind, as if they had officially ceased to exist. Some are former Yakuza members, rejected even after trying to start over. Others suffer from mental illness, alcoholism, or simply aged alone, forgotten. There are cases of people who go weeks without speaking a word to anyone, and even sadder cases, people dying alone in tiny rooms, only discovered days later. In Japan, this has a name, kodokushi, the lonely death. But perhaps the most frightening thing is the silence around it. These neighborhoods rarely appear in newspapers, documentaries, or government campaigns. They are not promoted nor included in tourist itineraries. In some cases, the very name of the neighborhood was changed to erase its past, like Kamagasaki, which became Eirinchiku. All of this to preserve an image, that of a clean, safe, modern, efficient country. But even Japan cannot achieve perfection. Despite all of this, there are still voices that refuse to accept this silence. Some researchers, independent journalists, and engaged residents try to bring visibility to what happens inside the Doyagai. There are NGOs that offer some support, meals, medical help, or just someone to listen. Some government programs offer subsidized housing for former homeless people and low-income retirees. But these efforts are almost always limited and isolated. Many residents avoid any form of contact. They don't like being photographed. They're wary even of those who try to help. After all, to survive there, many have learned to disappear. The problem runs too deep to be solved with small actions. It involves an aging population, broken family ties, and a system that prioritizes the collective, but doesn't know what to do with the individual who fails, who gets lost, who gives up. The future of the Doyagai remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: as long as Japan continues to hide these wounds, they will only deepen. When we look at Japan, it's easy to see what stands out: organization, safety, technology. But there is another Japan, silent, forgotten, hidden in alleys not even maps show. The Doyagai aren't just neighborhoods. They are open wounds of a system that doesn't know what to do with those who fall out of line. People who didn't disappear from the world but were erased from the collective gaze. To learn about this reality is not just about Japan. It's about seeing what we prefer to ignore, anywhere. And you? Had you ever heard of the Doyagai? What do you think could be done to change this reality? Thanks to everyone who subscribed, liked the video, and left your comments. With your help, I can keep improving the content here on the channel.